So along with all this, the elder stops and says, very important to understand the role that ecumenism is and will play as a key component of the global system, right? And it's crucial in the trampling down of the city of Jerusalem. You remember in our previous lectures, the elder presented to us the image of the temple, and only in the inner part of the temple, not in the yard, not in the city, but only there, those people will be saved in the time of Antichrist, and all the rest who are image of the church. The whole city of Jerusalem is the image of the church. Even though they're of the church, in the church, they're identified as Orthodox Christians, and they're trying to follow Christ. They believe in Christ. They will be trampled down by the nations, it says in the prophecy. And he explains all that on the basis of the prophecy of the Old Testament. So now he says one of the key components to this, and what for all those who will fall away, is ecumenism. Listen to what he says now. Prophetic words 40 years ago, very applicable today. He says, this ecumenism is a great Trojan horse, which carries the Antichrist. Yes, for the motto of ecumenism is love, unity, and understanding. Moreover, this brand of ecumenism has been and is being served by Orthodox Christian clergy of the highest degree. What a misfortune. What a misfortune. He's already saying back then, 40 years ago, look, it's all there. It's all right in front of us. We can see the patriarchs, and we can see the hierarchs. We can see these people who are serving the ascent of Antichrist through this Trojan horse of ecumenism. The blessed Father, the great saint now, glorified since those days, Saint Justin Popovich, taught that ecumenism is not simply a heresy, but a pan-heresy. It's the heresy of heresies. Its true goal is the extinction of Christianity. Of course, that's not what the people in ecumenism say. Of course not. But that's what the elder says, and the saints say, look, this is the end of the church, the end of the witness of the church. When it's so corrupted and distorted by merging and becoming, the boundaries being totally erased, and so there's no longer a clear identity anymore. All of this is lending itself toward the end of the witness of the church in the world, not some kind of great new Pentecost or some kind of great new era of the rise of Christianity. This is all delusional and lies of the enemy. If one speaks against this ecumenism of love and unity, quote unquote, he will be told that he is against love. You are anti-love, the elder says. You are a preacher of hate. Oh my gosh, hate crime. Oh, we've heard this. This is like 40 years ago in Greece, and we see all of this in the Western world. We've heard this for decades, that, you know, if you preach against the sins of the flesh, you are a hater. You hate people. And he says, am I really a preacher of hate? And then he says it again. Am I really a preacher of hate? Is it possible? Is that what they're saying? It is absolutely necessary, brothers and sisters, that we be able to distinguish the Antichrist who is inside this Trojan horse of ecumenism. Although we may not yet be living in the actual days of the Antichrist, he may appear shortly after our generation. This is said in 1982. He might appear in 50 or 100 or 500 years. I don't know, he says. But the point is that this appearance could easily take place within the next 30 years. So the elder said this could, if God allows it, if the providence of God, right, the protecting providence is withdrawn because of our apostasy, then there's nothing stopping it in 30 years. The signs are many. Already the signs have begun to increase at an accelerated rate. What would he say today? Oh my goodness. What if Elder had lived today? What would he say today? Too bad we don't have him to tell us. If today we were to be lost to the service of the Antichrist forerunners, right? So even if it's not now, he says, still, if we are lost, deluded, we follow after the forerunners, this Trojan horse of ecumenism and all the other forerunners, it's the same as being lost to the Antichrist himself. There's no difference, right? We have no salvation, according to Elder Athanasius Telenios. If you succumb to the Trojan horse of ecumenism and you buy into the lie and you trample on the commandments and the boundaries and all the rest, you have already passed over out of the ark of salvation. You're in delusion and you are in the spirit of Antichrist. This Trojan horse, you've succumbed. You've bought into it. You allowed it into the church, this Trojan horse, and now you're going to be slayed by it. And so Very powerful, very important words from the great elder and teacher of the Orthodox.